Wife wants to name our son after her criminal brother. My response destroyed our marriage. My wife just ordered a custom baby blanket with her dead brother's name on it. The same brother who robbed us. The same brother who threatened her. The same brother we had a restraining order against. She wants this to be our son's name, and when I finally snapped and said no, she threatened to call the police on me. But here's what makes this situation absolutely insane. I just discovered the real reason she's been acting this way, and it's going to change everything. I'm 28, my wife is 26, and we've been together for a decade. 4 of those years married. She's 7 months pregnant with our first child, a boy due in early July. Everything should be perfect right now. Instead, I'm sitting at my best friend's house after the worst fight of our marriage, and I honestly don't know if we're going to make it through this. Her brother, let's call him Marcus, died about 15 months ago. Overdose. He was her only sibling, and they were close as kids, just 2 years apart. But Marcus wasn't a good person, not even close. He started using substances heavily at 14 or 15, and it consumed his entire life. He stole from everyone, his parents, his girlfriends, his own child, my wife and me. He was violent with every partner he ever had. He served multiple prison sentences. The guy had a court order to stay away from our house because he broke in while we were on vacation and stole our television, my wife's jewelry box, and one of my hunting rifles. He sold everything for his next fix. My wife took his death hard, really hard. It was her first major loss, and she's been in therapy ever since trying to process it. I understood that. I supported it. What I didn't understand was what happened when we found out the baby's gender. The second we learned we were having a boy, she said she wanted to name him Marcus. The exact same name, first and middle. I immediately disagreed. I suggested alternatives, compromises, her father's name, her grandfather's name, literally any other family name. She refused every single suggestion. It had to be Marcus, exactly Marcus. She told me that if I chose a different name, she would get it legally changed anyway. Or she would just call him Marcus regardless of what was on the birth certificate. She became obsessed with it. Every conversation somehow circled back to the name. Every baby item she looked at, she imagined with that name attached to it. Then came the blanket. A custom-made baby blanket with Marcus embroidered across it in big, ornate letters. She ordered it without telling me. When the package arrived and I opened it, something inside me just broke. I lost it. I told her I absolutely refused to name our child after someone who spent his entire life hurting people, stealing from his own family, and destroying everything he touched. I told her our son deserved his own identity, not to be a memorial to someone who couldn't get his life together. She started screaming, actually screaming, told me to get out of our house, said if I didn't leave immediately, she would call the police and have me removed, called me every name you can imagine for talking about her dead brother like he was garbage. I tried to apologize for the way I phrased it, told her we'd talk when we both calmed down, and left. Now her entire family is blowing up my phone. Her parents, her aunts and uncles, cousins I've met maybe twice, all of them calling me heartless, cruel, disrespectful to the dead. My family supports my position. My friends are split down the middle, and I'm sitting here wondering if I'm the one who's wrong. Am I supposed to just accept this? Am I supposed to look at my son every single day and be reminded of the man who traumatized my wife, who robbed us, who had to be legally banned from our property? Or is my wife so deep in her grief that she can't see how unhealthy this is? Update 1. 7 weeks later. I need to share what happened because some of you reached out and I owe you an explanation. About a week after my original post, I sat down with my wife for what ended up being a 4-hour conversation. It was brutal. She completely broke down and admitted something I never knew. She'd been struggling far more than she ever let on. She told me she felt like she couldn't talk to me about Marcus because of how I felt about him and the life he lived. That hit me like a truck. I realized I'd been so focused on all the terrible things he did that I completely failed to see him as her brother, as someone she loved despite everything. I failed to support her through the worst loss of her life because I couldn't separate the person from his actions. That conversation changed everything for us. We started couples therapy less than 2 weeks later. We've been going every single week since. It was rough at first, really rough, but it helped us communicate in ways we never had before. We talked about the name for hours over multiple sessions. Eventually, we reached a compromise. A first name we both genuinely loved, and Marcus's middle name, but with different spelling. Our son would have his own identity, but still carry a piece of her brother with him. We were both finally happy. Then, July 3rd happened. My wife went into labor and delivered a beautiful, healthy baby weighing 8 pounds. Absolutely perfect in every way. There was just one surprise. Our son was actually a daughter. The ultrasounds had been wrong. We were in complete shock. The name we'd agonized over for months was suddenly useless. We brought our daughter home the next day, and for a week, we just called her Baby while we figured out what to name her. Eventually, we landed on Eleanor Shea. It felt perfect. She felt perfect. Everything about new parenthood felt perfect. For a while, everything was actually okay. Update 2. 14 months later. My wife is having an affair. I can't talk to anyone in my real life about this yet, so I'm shouting into the void here. My wife is having an affair, and she has been for 2 months. I don't understand. I've spent 2 days trying to understand, and I just can't. We have a beautiful home, stable careers, no financial stress, no substance issues. We're still in couples therapy. Our daughter is healthy and thriving. Our 6-year wedding anniversary is 3 months away. We've been together for 11 years. Where did this start? When did she become unhappy? When did our life, this life we built together, stop being enough for her? When did she decide to throw our family away for some random guy she met on Facebook? I found out Monday completely by accident. My daughter's tablet was dead, so I grabbed my wife's iPad for her nighttime videos before bed. My wife is currently out of town, not due back for 4 more days. The iPad kept dinging with messages while my daughter was holding it, so I took it to put it on silent. That's when I saw the name. A man's name I didn't recognize with a little winky face emoji next to it. I opened the messages. Then I opened everything else. I went through absolutely everything on that iPad. They've done it all. Met up multiple times, spent nights together, gone on dates. They even have a romantic cruise planned for next month, the same cruise my wife told me was a bachelorette party trip with one of her friends. All of these outings I encouraged. She told me she was meeting up with friends, and I was so proud of her for getting out of the house. She told me that being a mother made her feel isolated, like she'd lost her social life. I pushed her to reconnect with people, to take time for herself. Every single one of those outings was with him. And here's the worst part. When I dug deeper, I realized these friends she'd been spending time with don't exist. She created fake people, entire fake personas with backstories so she could continue seeing this man without raising suspicion. I feel like the biggest fool alive. I never once questioned anything she told me. I gave her complete trust. We were doing couples therapy. We communicated. We went on regular dates. We bought each other thoughtful gifts. Our intimate life was great. Not once, not for a single second did I suspect something like this. I don't know how to confront her. I don't want this. I don't want to destroy our home, but I also know this isn't something therapy can fix. I know myself well enough to know I'll never trust her again. Do I just let her go? Let her be with this man who clearly makes her happier than I ever could? My entire existence has been intertwined with hers for 11 years. How do I even begin to untangle that? I have 4 more days to sit with this information before she comes home. 4 more days to overthink everything. Update 3. 1 month later. This is a continuation of the affair discovery, and I need to warn you, it gets worse. So much worse than I could have imagined. After my last post, I took everyone's advice. I gathered every piece of evidence I could find. Screenshots, message logs, everything. I contacted multiple lawyers and found an excellent one who immediately started drafting divorce papers. I got tested for infections. I told my parents and my best friend what was happening. I took my daughter to stay with my parents so I could mentally prepare to face my wife. I spent those last 2 days before she returned rage cleaning the house and crying. A lot of crying. I packed some of her belongings, then unpacked them and cried some more. My plan was to lay out all the printed screenshots, along with the divorce papers, on our dining room table and wait for her to arrive. I never got the chance to do that. She was supposed to return Sunday afternoon around 3. Instead, she showed up at 6:30 in the morning, no warning call or text. She wanted to surprise me. I was sitting in the kitchen drinking coffee and crying when she walked through the door. I didn't greet her. I didn't say hello. I just walked to get the folders, one with all the evidence, one with the divorce papers, and handed them to her. I told her I knew everything. I wanted a divorce. I would keep the house since it was solely in my name. She could have until the end of the week to collect her belongings. I don't remember most of what she said that day. There were a lot of tears from her, a lot of yelling. I didn't engage. I told her we could discuss everything at length with lawyers present once she'd accepted the situation and calmed down. Someone in my last post mentioned something called gray rocking, basically showing no emotion and refusing to argue. I tried my best to do that. It was the hardest thing I've ever done. Even though she betrayed me, watching her cry made me feel awful. She left that day with some clothes and personal items and went to her parents' house. My parents and best friend came to stay with me and my daughter for support. My lawyer arranged a meeting for the following Tuesday to discuss custody, asset division, everything. Then Monday happened. Monday, I got a call from my clinic asking me to come in to review my test results. Her parting gift to me was HSV-2. I cannot describe the rage and devastation I still feel. I'm still processing it. I know it's common, I know it's not life-threatening, but that doesn't make it hurt any less. I joined a support group online, and those people have been incredibly helpful. Going into Tuesday's meeting with that knowledge was torture. I felt shame bringing it up in front of her and both lawyers, but I knew a private conversation with her wouldn't go well given my emotional state. She never apologized, not once. She was a completely different person in that meeting, cold, emotionless. I felt like I was looking at a stranger. The divorce terms were straightforward. We separated our finances, the house became mine, we just had to wait 90 days for it to finalize. She had no objections to anything except for one thing that blindsided me so completely I still can't process it. She wants to terminate her parental rights to our daughter. Not just give me full custody, she wants to legally give up all rights. She doesn't want our daughter anymore. Our baby, Eleanor, is only 1 year old, and mama was her first word. She loves her mother, and her mother wants to walk away from her completely. It's been 3 weeks since that meeting, and I still can't accept it as reality. The pain I feel, the pain for my daughter, for my family, it's indescribable. I don't know who my wife is anymore. I don't know when she changed or what changed her, but it terrifies me. I haven't spoken to her since that meeting, partially on my lawyer's advice, and partially because I'm terrified of what I might say. She hasn't seen Eleanor. She told me at that meeting that she doesn't want to see her. She doesn't want any photographs from our home, any memories, just her clothes and electronics. We have to go to court for her petition to terminate her rights, and I don't even want to look at her. I can't accept this as reality right now. I'm trying so hard to stay positive for my daughter, to be strong for my family, but this has broken me. I'm not in danger or anything like that. I'm just emotionally, mentally, and physically demolished. Completely demolished. Update 4. 8 months later. This is a happy update, finally. I genuinely forgot I had this account. I'm not much of a Reddit person, but I've been on TikTok lately and saw a video about a depressing Reddit story, which reminded me of my own depressing Reddit story. It's been about 8 months since my last post, and a lot of people have messaged asking how I'm doing. I really appreciate all the kind messages from strangers. It means more than you know. The divorce finalized without any issues. I'm still working on selling our old house, but in the meantime, my daughter and I moved to a new state. My ex is still petitioning for termination of parental rights. I've only seen her 3 times since moving, and only because I had to fly back for court appearances. I was granted temporary full custody at her request, and she was not mandated any visitation. She's declined every offer I've made. She hasn't seen our daughter in 7 months. She's requested specifically not to. I don't know if she's still with her boyfriend or what her life looks like now. For my mental health, I've kept contact absolutely minimal, and she's done the same. I offered many times for her to visit Eleanor, video calls, flying out to see us, anything. But it was always no. Her parents still video call with Eleanor regularly, and they're hoping to fly out this summer to visit. My ex has cut them off too. I don't know what changed in her, and I've accepted I'll never understand it. I wish her well, though. Now for the actually happy stuff. I'm a proud Arizona resident now. Never thought I'd end up here, but we love it. My parents packed up and moved with us, and I've never seen them happier. My daughter is doing amazing. She'll be 2 years old in July, and she's the smartest, funniest toddler I've ever met. She knows her alphabet, can count to 20 without help, loves animals and bugs especially. She thinks farts and cow sounds are the height of comedy. She's been my biggest motivation to heal and be my best self. I genuinely don't know how I helped create such an awesome kid. As for me, I've been in therapy throughout these 8 months, and I'm in a much better headspace. I'm working on getting back on top of my health. I gained about 30 stress pounds, but I'll get there eventually. I'm not sweating it too much. I haven't dated or tried to date anytime soon. I've adjusted to single parenthood pretty well, mostly thanks to my family and friends who've been an incredible support system. There are still really hard moments, and I know more are coming, but I'll handle them as they come. This isn't the end of the world for me, even if it felt like it at the time. The sun will rise tomorrow, birds will chirp, and all will be well. My therapist taught me that, and those 2 sentences have helped immensely. Update 5. 6 months later. It gets better. I promise it gets better. I haven't logged into this account in months, but I got email notifications about messages, so I'm popping in with a quick update. Mostly people asking about my ex and how I'm doing. Thank you to everyone who sent positive messages. I apologize for not responding to everyone. As far as my ex is concerned, it's been total silence. I stopped sending pictures and updates on Eleanor a few months ago since they weren't being responded to, and I wasn't required to. Our custody case is still in limbo with the court system back in her state. I don't know what she's up to or what her personal life looks like. Her parents still visit and talk regularly with Eleanor, but they're as in the dark about my ex as I am. Yes, I still love Arizona. I have wonderful neighbors, Eleanor has lots of friends at daycare, and my parents are thriving. I switched careers in November, took a small pay cut, but I'm home earlier and have great coworkers. Our dog is doing well, and yes, she finally stopped chewing everything. We adopted a cat in March, and the dog and cat have become best friends. Eleanor adores him. My daughter is thriving. Smart, funny, loving, creative. She loves animals, swimming, everything Bluey related, and she's recently developed a strong appreciation for Dolly Parton and everything she sings. Yes, I'm still in therapy and I'm doing really well. I've accepted the past for what it is and mostly moved forward. It hasn't been easy, and I know difficult conversations are coming in the future, but right now things are good. I've been working on my physical health and testing out different hobbies that fit my schedule. I learned that I do not enjoy hiking or running. No, I'm not dating. I don't have the time or desire right now, and I'm okay with that. Maybe someday, when I feel more stable and comfortable introducing someone into Eleanor's life. But right now, she needs stability more than I need a girlfriend. Not much substance to this update, but I appreciate my boring life these days. My situation was terrible, and now it's better. A lot better. I hope anyone going through dark times can make it out on top. And if anyone is currently struggling, please feel free to reach out. Write what you think about this situation. Also, if you like this video, give a thumbs up, subscribe, and turn on the bell to receive notifications about the latest videos. See you next time. Bye-bye.